Here we are, part 6 for the Trinity Amps Tweed build. This is the mod part, and the amp works, sounds great. I've given everything time to break in. I've been playing it a lot, and it's a really wonderful sounding amp. But I have about 4 mods which I'm going to do today to it. So what I'm going to do is talk about the mods, record a section of me playing with mics set up. I have which I'll have what I'm going to be using, a U47 and a Royer 121. And then I'm going to take the amp, mod it, bring it back so you can kind of hear the difference of what I'm doing. So first mod I'm doing, I've noticed where I position it in my room, I'll get electrical interference, which is just how this house is made. Every amp I've ever made and every amp I own does this. So I'm going to put a piece of metal on the back panel that'll create grounding all the way around. It's like a Faraday cage is what I think it's trying to do there. And then I'm going to replace and remove a couple components. So first thing I'm going to do, and this is in the docs here from Trinity Amps, to increase headroom, because what I've noticed is at like 3, that's as much headroom as you're going to get. Add a switch or remove the second stage cathode capacitor, which is a 25 UF capacitor. We're just going to rip it right out. So that's mod number 2. Mod number 3 is adding a 470K resistor to pin 7 of V2, and this will smoothen out the distortion. Because I've noticed sometimes when I'm playing it, like, I don't know, I don't want to say it's a bad sounding thing, but it's like almost like a doubling effect where you get this weird, I don't know, so I'm hoping that kind of takes care of it. And then that's going to be mod number 3. And then mod number 4. Now, you can change the first 2 coupling caps from 0.1 UF to 0.022 to reduce the low end response or the boominess. Now, I'm not going to do that to both channels to start with. I'm going to try it on the bright channel. And it says right here, reduce the value of just the coupling cap on the bright channel to brighten it up a little bit and to increase the difference in tone between the 2 channels. And that's what I'm going to try. Because I almost kind of want to have a little bit of that raggedness on the normal channel. And I'm thinking if I can increase the headroom a little bit, but still have the raggedness of the normal channel, increase the headroom a little bit on both channels, and then maybe have a bright channel, I'll be able to use all of my guitars with it and turn out pretty good. So, right now, as you can see, I have my phone up here. I have a guitar pick on me. I have my phone up here, and we're just going to play this Strat, which is the guitar I use to record all the other parts with, straight into the amp. No pedals, nothing. We're dry, baby. So I'm into the bright channel on the lowest side. Volume on both channels is at 3, and the tone's at 7. Bridge pickup. Sounds so good already. I mean, let me tell you about the fartiness that we're kind of showing. So here we go up to 5. I'm not blowing the mics out, but it starts doing that wonky kind of distortion thing. That's what I'm hoping the one resistor will help with. So these are really low output pickups on here too, so that's why we're not breaking it up as much. So let's try a different guitar, and I think this one might be in a weird tuning. like gonna rattle out of there. You can hear it gets a little of that blattiness. So I'm not gonna go through a bunch of settings because I want to do that after we do the mods, right? So okay, break time. All right, so here's what we're working on here, and I have a camera set up there to see, so you can see my work surface. But what I'm working with here is, this is the back panel, and all I'm going to do is I cut this piece of metal out of ductwork that you can get these at your hardware store, and this is exactly what we're going to use. So it's cut. I'm going to put epoxy on it, then clamp it and let it sit. And while it's sitting and drying, I'm going to take the chassis out and we're going to get started working on that. So I'm going to stop this video and you'll see the work surface keep on going. Super quick, it took about 2 minutes. My wood clamped, it's on. We're gonna let this dry and get started working on the chassis itself. So here's my biggest concern when I work on amps. They carry lethal voltages and it scares the crap out of me. So with these, you shut them off, unplug them, turn the standby switch on, and that should drain out all the capacitors that are in it. I still make sure I measure the capacitors, which you will see in the in my workstation video, measuring the capacitors, and then I'm gonna start clipping stuff out. So let's get going on that now. Okay, so that went super quick. In 22 minutes, I was able to put on the new piece of metal, and I got swapped out the... Now, forgive me, people. I didn't have orange drops. They're in the mail, but it's a pandemic and everything gets lost. So, I swapped out the 0.1 UF capacitor for 0.022. And right here is the resistor for the smoothing resistor, and then here's the capacitor. That's not going to autofocus. Why would it? That's gone. So, what I'm going to do now, I'm going to check that piece of wood, see how it's doing, and then if it's not dry, which it's probably not, I'll just put it in the cabinet. We'll do the sound test and see how she goes. Let's hear it. So I think before I left off on everything kind of at 7. In the bright low channel. Now these knobs are very interactive, so you see me twiddling with them. We're going to kind of run through it briefly here. So again, Stratocaster, straight in, low bright. So before it would start breaking up right around 3.5. So we're gonna bring it back down to 3. Bridge pickup too, by the way. So we're gonna switch over to the in between the neck and the middle. So that sounds right there really cool. We'll bring it back up to that 7 again. I have the guitar volume rolled back just a little bit. So, I like that we have a lot more headroom now, but I like that we have this. That is cranked out, it's not flubbing out, which I think is cool. So what I'm going to do now is turn it to the bright channel, or plug it into the bright high. That sounds really good, right? Maybe it's just me. Hopefully it's coming across. It sounds really cool. And now we can actually get ultra bright. We're gonna put this back to about 9. So let's see the difference. All right, so now the ultimate test for fartiness. Let's try it with a Les Paul style guitar. I prefer it much in here. Okay. So for me, personally, I like a little bit of the brightness of the bright channel, the high. So I might even end up swapping out that other side. I think it's a little bit too low. Too dark, I should say. Not low, but too much low end. Sounds great. Try one last thing on the low bright just so you guys can hear it, and then we'll call it a day. I say with that? Sounds awesome. So thank you for checking this out. This was part 6. Probably going to end up being the longest part, but I'll do more videos with it, kind of featuring the amp. We'll see how it does with pedals. Obviously, we've got a couple here that we can demo it with. And I hope you guys enjoyed the series. Building a Trinity Amps Tweed Deluxe.